Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So Barbara, who is a friend now and a viewer, and she's always sending me orders, she's challenging me today. She's got multiple orders in, but I'm not doing them all in one video or it would be like 3 hours long. We're doing 2 of them because the 2 of them are using the same colors, which is this light blue, a dark blue. I have not used this yet, and her favorite pearly white. I have not used this one yet either. But I'm thinking it's the same thing that she likes because opening it up looks like my crushed crystal. So we're going to try these 2. She wants the crystally pumpkin poured with a split cup in these colors. She also wants a Barbie head for her door made on the Xtool. And I'm like, challenge accepted. So what I did, I'm going to explain the process and then we're going to get on to it. So for those of you interested in the Xtool, this thing is amazing and it's an engraver, it's a cutter. And we have been just playing with it like crazy lately. So for today, I have gone on to this site, Creative Fabrica website. Actually, I sent her on there to see if she can find an SVG file so we can get it onto the Xtool, and she did. So she chose her SVG file. In this case, it's a Barbie head. Okay, so I took that SVG file and I imported it into the Xtool Create Space software, which you don't have to pay for if you have their machines. So it's a free software, which is amazing. And I just resized it to the size that she wanted. So I think it was 9 by 10 or 8 by 10, or I don't remember exactly the size, but it was the perfect size for her door. I used the trace function because what she gave me was an image to be engraved. So in order to get it cut out, there's a trace function on there. So I can cut it out and not engrave it. So I traced it. Well, I didn't, but the machine did it in like a split second. And then I just separated the 2 pieces. So the dark piece is the engraved piece that we don't need anymore. And then the piece that has the line is the cut piece. And that's just the silhouette that we need. So then you can choose either specific programming to cut this, that they have several predetermined cuts according to what they think is the best for the machine, or you can set your own power and speed. Now I made this little cut test that you could do on any one of the Xtool machines just to see how your particular machine works. So I'm going to use the cut test to see how it does to cut this piece out. So I'm going to put in my own speed and my own power according to how it worked on this little cut test. I'm not going to get into the testing. That's a whole tutorial on its own. So then I'm just going to lay the wood inside and I'm going to press the camera function button to show on the screen exactly where the image is laying on the piece of wood that's inside of the tool. So then I'm just going to reposition it to exactly where I want it so I don't waste any wood, and I can use the other wood for something else later. So then you're just going to check your settings and for the cutting and which one is going to be cut, which one is going to be ignored. In this case, the engraving portion will be ignored and then the tracing portion is going to be cut. And then if everything's good, then you just hit the go to process button and then it's going to show you quickly how the cut path works, the path that the laser is going to take. And then you just press start on your computer. And then you go over to your Xtool and you press the start button on the Xtool and you watch it work. And I will let you watch it work right now. only took like 2.5 minutes to cut it out, and it just lifts right out, completely done. All the pieces should stay in the tray. And here is the final product. So let me see what she wants done with it, if anything, and we'll move on from here. And this is what we have. Isn't that amazing? In one pass, it was like one cut. This tool is just amazing how it works. My husband was cutting something personal for our house, and he cut through a 1/2 inch plywood in one pass. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty powerful. Just be careful because you can start fires. You have to go through a safety training, which doesn't take very long. I already have glitter on there. So what I did was I took this outside and I primed it, because what we're going to do is a dirty pour. These 3 colors are going to be dirty poured over this. I'm going to let it drain through here and see how that works. I don't know. I've never dirty poured this thin of a piece of wood. This is 3mm basswood. So that is what we're going to do today. I think what I'm going to do is mix up all the resin and pour the pumpkin first, put that out of the way, because then I need some space to let this just drip on my tray. So I'm going to mix up, this holds 10 exactly, and I'm thinking probably 4. I know I don't need 4, but I know I just want to have extra, and I'm going to be using my heat gun to kind of swirl it and move it around. So I'm going to mix up 14 ounces of my epoxy. No, you know what, you guys? I just realized I don't want to use epoxy on this. I'm going to use, okay, now I'm doing 2 projects. This is going to be a different resin. This needs to be the tabletop resin, because I'm going to treat it like a charcuterie board that we do, and it needs to gel up fast because it's going to be going over the sides. So I need to use tabletop resin for this one and epoxy for this one. So because I've already promised you 2 projects, I'm going to mix them up separately. So 10 ounces for this, we'll set it aside, and then we will get this one going. In the meantime, I am going to tape up the back of this with some painter's tape. That way all the drips don't stay on here forever. Let me get these 2 things ready and we're gonna get started. I've got my resin mix, so I'm just gonna, I put the coloring in the cup already. If I need to add more, I will, but I'm just gonna try to get it equal or have more white, to be honest with ya, because I think she's going for like a frozen theme in the pumpkin. Not necessarily the Barbie head, but these are her favorite colors, so we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. I hope taping up the back of that Barbie head, boy, that was a challenge. That took me a little while, trying to cut around all those little pieces. I'd rather have more white than the blues though, just because the white might get lost a little bit. I'm not sure. I have not tried this with white or these colors, so let's mix them up and see what we have here. This is probably going to be really sparkly, which is what she likes. This one reminds me of my crushed crystal. And I think I need more of a white. This is very crystally. I'm gonna add a little bit of white, ocean white to that, just so I can get white color in it. So it'll be white crystally. But you have to be very careful that you mix that pigment up really well. Otherwise, it might get swallowed up by the rest of the blues. That's really pretty. It's white and it's very crystally. Maybe I'll put one more tiny scoop, but I don't really think we need it, but I know that she likes it anyway. And that should be good for that one. And then we got Blue Moon and Light Blue. That should be good. Let me just wipe off my stick. I'm going to put all of these in the vacuum chamber. Get all the bubbles out so we don't make any micro bubbles in this thing. That is a gorgeous, this is the first time I'm using this color. That is so beautiful and silky. Let me just get it mixed good to see if I need a little bit more. No, I don't think so. I just put a tiny little bit in there. That is a beautiful, beautiful blue. And then we've got a light blue. I just look on my stick to see if there's too much clear showing, if you can see the color of your stick, and I kind of gauge the colors that way, so I can't see the color of the stick anymore. And then you can let them sit for a minute if you want to see if any powder's gonna rise, and then remix it if you have to. All right, I'm going to put these in the vacuum chamber after I let them sit for just a minute. All right, I've got it in my split cup ready to pour. So let's start. Let's see, we're gonna start in here. And I just kind of go around in circles. And while it's flowing together, I like to put it in here. And then I take a little silicone stick for the stem. And we'll finish this up. And then we'll finish this up. All of it didn't fit. 10 ounces does not fit in the split cup, so you do have to do it a couple times. Where is my paper towel? Okay. I'm just gonna refill my split cup and continue the pour. And then I will get my tabletop resin out, which is made for coating like that. That way it's not running off of your project forever, waiting for cure. The tabletop resin thickens up so fast that we shouldn't have too many drips coming over the side of that. I'm excited to see this one. This one's gonna be so pretty. Blue and white are very beautiful together, so she's got some good taste. And blue. All right, let's see what we got. Get the white coming out. I don't dome this particular mold because you will have a lot of trimming to do, so I just bring it to the bottom of that, the edge. You can see the bottom of the edge right about there. So I'm going to just spray it with alcohol. I will move it out of the way, use the rest on something else, and we'll get ready for the Barbie. I got my 3 colors mixed up exact same way. I just spared you watching me do it, except it's the tabletop resin. I have backed it in the tape, like I said, and I had to cut out all these pieces so it would flow. And I have it lifted up onto these little things. I do not know where Don got these. He had them out in the garage, so I just use them in here. I'm not going to dirty pour it, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to split cup pour it. I'm just going to drizzle it myself. I don't know how much it's going to take. I mixed up 4 ounces. I'm pretty sure she wants more white and light blue than she does the dark blue. And then I'm just going to try to take my heat gun and spread it around. That's my plan. Whether it works or not, I do not know. I know she wants some of, I don't think she wants as much dark blue as she wants light blue and white. So I'm going to try to go light And I do have to get some up on the crown. Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna try to save what gets on my countertop. I'll just scoop it up with my stick and put it in a mold. That's usually what I do when I have things going over. I'm just gonna fill it up and I'm going to blow it around. And get a stick because I don't want these earrings to fill up. So I will have to watch that. So I'm just going to use my heat gun. Now I'm gonna have to babysit it because it's not wanting to go over edges, and I do want it to go over edges. This is gonna be challenging. I've never done this before, so I can't say it's gonna work the first time. I'm just going to sit here and do this, make sure it stays on my ends before it gels up. And we'll see what kind of pattern it comes up all by itself. I will be wiping edges like this. Or you can always sand them down later. I'm just gonna watch all these little spots. All right, it will be a surprise for you when it's done. Are you ready to see some finished products? Here's 2 pairs of earrings. These colors are just beautiful. And all that shimmer fell to the bottom, which make them look like galaxy. So I have 2 pairs of earrings, several pendants. I didn't want to cover it, so I just covered it with UV resin and left the color because it's so pretty. So I have several pendants. I'll put a pendant with those, and then I have a bunch of keychains. So I just kind of scooped everything off of my board and I put them into the molds. So whatever they were, they were. These two go with those, whatever batch that was. I don't remember if it was scraped off or if I put it in, but here's another pretty one. I couldn't decide what side I liked, but then I ended up going with this one. I just dripped all the 3 colors in. This one came out really cool. Like I said, each side was unique. I guess I could have coated both sides, but I didn't. This one I love. This is my favorite. It is so pretty. Here's the back, but look at that front. So, so nice. And here is the girl. What do you think? I put rhinestones on the crown because the resin refused to stay on all those tiny edges. So I had a lot of white edges. So the crown needs to be crowned anyway. So I thought that was a good idea. And then the tiny little stars were dripped through and you couldn't really tell they were stars. So I had to fix that. So I put a drop earring. You could see the star there. But all these spaces here between all these parts, I had to take my little jewelry drill and go through all of them, praying I wasn't going to break anything off. Thank God I did not. I just hope this gets to her in one piece and everything intact, but you could see all that shimmer in there. It's so pretty. This ended up looking super cool, like a ponytail. Look at that line down the center. What do you think? I think it's really cool. I've never done that before. And I took all the tape off the back with a heat gun. So all the drips that were along the edges, you can't just rip it off or I would have ripped this off. So I took a heat gun and I warmed the tape up and it peeled right off. No problem. So if you ever try this and you have drips, use a heat gun. So that is the back. The back, thank God, is going to be on a door so you won't see all those drip marks. But that is it. Isn't it beautiful? What a good idea she had. Okay, now for the pumpkin. Let's get this baby out and see what we have. Oh, look at all that shimmer that dropped. I wonder if she wants it just plain like Debbie did and my friend Jan did, or I wonder if she wants me to, oh, here's another pendant that I missed. There it is. I wonder if she wants silver on it. I'll have to ask. Get this out. Oh, look at that. Does that look like Frozen or what? That looks so cool. I need to trim the bottom still, no matter what, but look at the bottom. The bottom's even pretty. Let me find out if she wants anything done to this. If not, I will get you some end pictures. And if she does, I will come back and show you. So I didn't hear back from her on time. She must be on her phone. So I took it upon myself and I put a little silver embellishing on it. But I forgot to show you the bookmark. Look at that pretty bookmark. It's so sparkly and so shiny. So pretty. So I didn't go crazy. I didn't do everything I usually do. I just went along that edge to highlight those little circles. And then these are little heart-shaped stones that they used. So I just did those. I didn't do all the big ones this time. If she wants them, I could do them. But I didn't want to just go crazy without asking. So that is it. Those are the first 2 of several of her projects. I hope you like it. Check out the inside. Let me know what you think, you guys. Are you tired of pumpkins yet? Because I've done like, what, 10 on here maybe? I'm wearing out my mold already. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.